Hi there, my name's Lily and welcome to my YouTube channel. Because this is my first YouTube video, I thought I'd start out with something nice and easy. The 50 facts about me tag. Is it a tag or a challenge? I think it's a tag. Yeah, tag. To start off with, I'm Lily, I'm 16 and I was born on the 2nd of March 2000. Because I'm 16, I go to college, however I do work part-time as well. At college, I'm currently studying 3 A-levels: History, Psychology and English Literature. Literature. My eyes are either blue or green, depending on the weather. They mostly tend to stay around the blue side though, and one of them actually has a brown streak in. Can't remember which one it is though. Do you want to look? My natural hair colour is actually a poo brown. You can kind of tell from my roots. I then dyed it when I was around 12 to have blonde streaks in the fringe, which then turned into blonde chunks, or as my friends like to call it, my skunk hair. I then dyed the blonde bits black. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Blonde bits black. It was then dyed a bright red by my brother's now fiance, and then 2 other boring colours because the school didn't allow fun colours. I then had it cut to this length because it was from the bottom of my spine and dyed the colour that it is now. And somewhere in the midst of all this hair dyeing, I had an undercut put in the back of my hair because I wanted one. However, I do have plans to go blonde or an ash colour. I don't know if it will suit me, but I will. I have some more basic facts. My favourite food is either pizza, burritos or parmos, which are a native kind of food to where I live at the moment. And I don't really have a favourite colour, even though my favourite shade is probably black. My current favourite TV show is probably Sherlock or Misfits. I love Misfits. Ooh, or Skins. I feel as though it's a rite of passage for any British teenager to have watched Skins at some point. I think. My favourite film is probably Donnie Darko or Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Tim Burton films. The music that I mostly listen to and most enjoy is rock, alternative rock, anything like that, or then I do quite like indie and that wave of music. My favourite band is probably either Placebo, Wheatus or Asking Alexandria, who I've seen like 3-4 times now. Although I love mostly rock, I do have a weak spot for country rock, so my favourite country rock band are the Cadillac 3. I listen to them non-stop, literally. I recently moved from Sheffield to the northeast, so near the Teesside area. It was a big jump, but I'm glad I did it because I absolutely love where I live, and I can actually see the sea from my bedroom. I have a love for gaming and I have a PS4 in which I completed Uncharted 4 in one sitting after I finished Reggie's Cities, just as complete stress relief. Quite proud of that though. On the topic of hobbies, I used to dance. I danced for around 14 years and I did tap, jazz, ballet, and then for the last 3-4 years I actually did point ballet as well at my grandma's dance school. Why? My dustbin lorry! Sorry for the noise, the dustbin lorry has decided to come right when I'm filming. And I don't want to stop because I'm using natural daylight, so... Hobbies. I horse rode for 10 years of my life. I went to 4 different schools and I quit about 2 years ago. I quit about 2 years ago because of a really bad injury that I needed to heal from. So hopefully, if everything goes right, I should be going to my first lesson back Monday since I've moved and since my really serious injury. So on the topic of the injuries, the most serious injury I had was concussion. Severe concussion from horse riding. I got thrown off because the horse spooked, but that didn't stop me. It was then a injury later that actually affected my hip and my shoulder that made me stop all sport altogether for about 3-4 months. That meant that I quit riding. On that topic as well, I've never actually broken a bone. Touch wood. Touch wood. And I hopefully will not when I go again on Monday. I did try and pursue a career in hockey, however, didn't work out for me. Went to one training session and I did not like it at all, so oh well. So I've only actually been out the UK 4 times. The first time was to Mallorca when I was 3. The second time was to Disneyland Paris when I was 7, but that wasn't really a holiday, it was just my brother's rugby tour that I tagged along on. I then went skiing to Austria in about 2013 with school, which is one of the best trips ever, and I absolutely love skiing now. Although the only downside to that trip was it was a 26-hour bus journey from where I used to live to Salzburg in Austria. And then the last time I went out is the most recent one. It was actually to South Africa with a sports tour with my high school. It was one of the best experiences of my life. If anyone ever has the chance to go to South Africa, I would recommend it. It's absolutely stunning. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. Also, for the South Africa sports tour, I was actually the netball captain, which meant I did all the coaching and the training for our team, obviously with the help of my vice captain and the teacher who ran it. It's only recently that I've actually really got into makeup. I used to obviously wear like concealer foundation day to day, and I went through a bit of a scene phase, so a bit of heavy eyeliner, really badly drawn on when I was about 13. But I really enjoy it now. I love the creativity that comes with it. I've already been quite an arty person, and with that my favourite brands will probably be Jeffree Star, which can be a bit controversial, or Urban Decay. Where I live is not that far away from Whitby, so I do go to the goth weekends and the steampunk ones, and I do dress up, even though a lot of people it is their way of life. The last one I actually dressed up is in a steampunk outfit that I completely made myself out of thrifted clothes and things I could find for relatively cheap online. I have a love for Doc Martens. I currently have 3 pairs. I have the shoes, the normal boots and the high boots that fall down. They're the comfiest things ever, even though they do take a little bit of breaking in, but they are so worth it, and I hope to get a lot more in the future. I'm also a big fan of tattoos, and I hope to get a few in the future. I have got a few planned for this upcoming year, so hopefully I'll get them sorted. I have 6 or 8 piercings, depending how you count them, in my ears. I have my lobes done twice, and then my helix in this ear. And then in this ear I have, again, my lobes done twice. I have my tragus done, my forward helix, and my most recent piercing, which is my snug, which is still quite sore because I only had it done earlier this week. I also collect old cameras, so like the box brownies, the billowing Kodaks, I can't remember their actual name, things like that. I have a collection of them in my room, and I love going to thrift stores with my mum to try find them. The only pets I actually have are fish. I have a fish tank and a fish pond, and I helped my dad build the fish pond, which was very eventful because we did it in the middle of winter when we moved. And the last fact is, this is my first YouTube video. I've actually been wanting to start YouTube for a while, and my friends keep trying to persuade me to do it, but I've never had the guts to do it, and recently I just took the plunge. Hopefully it pays off, and one of the friends who've been really active in trying to get me set up actually helped me think of some of these facts, so shout out to Becca. Thanks for helping me and helping me take the plunge.